Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. I promised to try and get the video done following our visit to the diet person. Let's call him the diet person yesterday afternoon. But I have to say, when I travelled home, I was a bit tired, having driven 250 miles return to London. So it's Thursday morning. But as promised, I'm going to sort of give you a little bit of feedback about what we learned yesterday afternoon with my wife, Sarah, and also probably set out what we're doing going forward. The website launches tomorrow. That's Friday. And all the social media channels launch on Friday. So please like and share as many people as possible. This isn't a business. It's about trying to help people learn just from the journey, and the more people that get to learn from it, hopefully people get benefit from it. So as I said, there might be a bit of repetition from the previous video that I did yesterday, so I apologise in advance. Still learning this process, and the idea of this is it's not supposed to be lots of rehearsed, pre-programmed videos and things. It's about telling it as it is and being quite natural. So we went and had a really good couple of hours down in London talking to somebody around the impact upon diet. And I think, as I said in the car yesterday, that 4 key things really to help. One is your diet, second is exercise, third is rest, and fourth, having some fun. So this video really focuses us upon diet and what we learned from yesterday. And if you pick anything up from it, that's great. If you think it's a bit of gobbledygook, that's fine. But obviously everything you should do with the guidance from your oncologist and your consultant or whoever you're working with at the hospital. But I think there is a lot of science that supports this. So yesterday we talked a little bit about the OSAs, the glucose and the sugars that feed upon cancer. And one of the conversations we had yesterday was around how we can minimize through diet the sugars that go into your system, that is the fuel that fuels the cancers, and how you can how do you substitute that, but also what are the issues that fall out of that. And one of the discussions was around the adoption of a keto diet. So for those of you who don't know, and I didn't know until a few days ago, a keto diet is a diet that is high in protein and fats and removes carbohydrate from your diet. Now, you can be an absolute, evangelist around this and remove everything from day one, which I think is very hard, or you can build your keto diet over a period of time. And that's what we're going to do, because really importantly, it's not just about me, it's not just about the sufferer, but it's also about your partner. And my wife, Sarah, who's very resilient, brilliant, she has, some health things that she needs to deal with, which she regulates through her diet. So having a diet that suits both of us is really important. Otherwise, you end up making 2 different meals every night. And clearly that gets very frustrating and causes a lot of tension and a lot of stress. So it's about coming up with something that works. And I think my tip would be, don't sort of jump from sort of 30 foot down into it and go extreme on it. You need to build it up. It's a bit like taking the injections for the weight loss. You start small at sort of 2.5 and you gradually build it up as your body adjusts to it. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to adopt. So very quickly, keto diet, as I said, high protein, low carbs. You've got 2 types of carbs. You've got what I think easy carbs, I think they're called, which are basically carbs that absorb into your body very quickly. And then you have more difficult carbs that absorb, and you've got to try and remove those. So what are carbs? And I'm really not very good at understanding what a carb is. Starchy fruits, things like bananas, starchy foods, potatoes, rice, that sort of thing, pasta, all of those sorts of things are carb that contain either processed sugars or man-made or naturally occurring sugars. So try and remove those from your diet and replace them with proteins. So what are proteins? Proteins are It's really quite heavily fat-laden foods generally. Things like cream, great, love cream. Certain fruits that are not sort of starchy fruits, meat, chicken, those sorts of things. So a lot of really good stuff, because proteins take a while to absorb into your body. So it's about replacing your carbs with your proteins, that then reduces the amount of OSAs, glucose sugars, in your body, which means that you're starving the fuel from your body, in terms of that helps those cancer cells build. Now, there's a downside to keto, as you probably may not know, or you may know. And the downside is that a lot of those protein-heavy foods, the creams, the cheeses, etc., are heavy in fats. And therefore, the downside is that you eat lots of that and you get cholesterol. Which, as we all know, is a big killer in itself. So there's no point reducing your carbs, going keto mad, and you've got cholesterol levels going through the sky. So you've got to monitor those two things, and I think do it in sort of not mediation, but build it up. So one of the things I've done, and I'm waiting for it to be delivered, I think it's coming Saturday or Monday, is I've got a keto meter, which is like a little like a diabetics meter, where you take a little pinprick each day, and what it does, it measures your ketones, and it also measures your cholesterol level. So you can monitor the movement on your ketones, how you're doing, and also importantly that you're not getting sky high cholesterol. As with everything in this world, there's an app that sits on your phone. It tracks it, gives you lots of management information, and enables you to track it. So we're going to give that a whirl, see how that goes, get my ketone levels right, make sure my cholesterol doesn't get high, and progressively move to a less carbohydrate diet. But we're not throwing the bread out the freezer. We're eating all of that up and getting rid of the sweets out of my office and things like that, and removing the carbohydrates out of the house. But there will be little treats here and there, and I'm sure that we'll do it. The second really important thing that came out of the discussion was how you combine keto with fasting, right? Which I think is going to be really tough. But again, I'm going to give it a whirl. And fasting is in essence giving your body a cleanse, giving your body a service, a spring clean, it was described to us yesterday. And we were advised that, you start with a sort of 2 or 3 day fast every 7 days, which seems pretty extreme to me, particularly initially. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a 1 day fast, and then build that up probably to a 2 day fast over a period of time, and possibly a 3 day fast. Having dinner on a Sunday, 24-hour fast means that you can then have dinner on Monday, and then the next time you do dinner on a Sunday, you fast through to dinner on a Tuesday. So whilst that's 2 full days, it seems to be quite manageable, constraining your intake into water or 0-calorie drinks and fasting. So we're going to give that a whirl, and I'll feedback how that goes to everybody. So combining a keto diet, building that up with some fasting to cleanse your body and to make sure and monitor those ketones and monitor the cholesterol in the system. So I'll feedback how that's going, how difficult it is, and I'll tell it you as it is, as what this is all about. So that's how it went. Really helpful, really useful, good trip to London, lots of useful information, and translated into something that we understood, because I personally didn't really understand much about the difference between proteins and carbohydrates, to be perfectly honest. So next week, what are we going to do next week? So next week we've got the consultant. I've got the oncologist on Wednesday who's going to talk to me about the next stages of theatre and what the next operation is and the timing of that. So I'll feed back to you. We're also going to try and regularize the production of the videos so that they go out at the same time each week, probably a couple of videos or possibly 3 videos a week, such that everybody can expect to see the videos. And thank you so much, everybody, If you look at these videos when they get launched tomorrow, that's really helpful, and hopefully it'll help everybody. The other thing we're going to do next week is look at the family aspects of living with cancer, not just the selfish "I've got cancer, woe is me," but the family aspects. I've got a couple of things this week. I've got my children who are, whilst they're grown up, I think have realised that hopefully this isn't going to happen, but Dad might not be here, and I think it's finally dawned upon them that, and it's impacting upon them and their mental illness. And I want to share what we're doing as a family. And then finally, I have a very, very resilient wife, an amazing wife. But just this morning, she had a bit of a meltdown about something really quite insignificant. She was going out to the hairdressers and she couldn't find a little wallet with her credit cards in, and the whole thing became very, very overwhelming for her. That is not the way my wife is. And I think it's just a combination and accumulation of things that have been building over the last 3 or 4 weeks with her. And we dealt with it, we got through it, and actually I'm sure she'll have a great night's sleep tonight, because she's pretty exhausted by that emotion. So next week, talk a little bit about impact on family, and how we're coping with that, how we're dealing with that. Anyway, that's enough from me. As I said, one step at a time, tell you as it is. Like and share, please, because everybody around us is suffering, coping with what we're all going through. And have a great Thursday, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.